What is going on, guys? This transfer window, this Mercato, the start of the Mercato has been absolutely disgusting, awful. Before we get into all of that, quick shouts out to sponsor of the video today, Display Pro Shop. You guys know I don't usually do any sponsorships, but this time around, this is just, it was too good to turn down. Look at this beautiful way to display your kits, like a kit like this, the 08, 09 kit I had. It wasn't fitting me properly anymore. Now it's a beautiful way to present it. It's got some magnets at the back, so you can keep it neat and tidy. And yeah, you're going to be seeing it at the back, new addition to the back wall. And yeah, check out the link in the description down below to check out their products, good quality. And yeah, make sure you click on the link and check them out, and you'll be seeing it moving forward. But back to Inter and the transfer window. You guys know, like last week, I made that video around Inter's budgets. Realistically, what we're working with: one in, one out, 0 plus minus million. But the way this has started is so bad. It's so bad. It just seems like we're on the road to selling everyone. And the first guy I want to cover, obviously, is Marcelo Brozovic. More and more reports are coming out of these negotiations of Brozovic with Al Nasser in Saudi Arabia, which are apparently, according to Romano, Di Marzio, lots of the top tier sources are advancing to final stages. Brozovic is Brozovic is, the thing seems like he's given his okay. His entourage, we know Brozo, as much as we love him, he's one of my top. Yeah, this summer, by the way, looks like my two favorite players are leaving, Skriniar and Brozovic. But Brozovic, as much as I love him, we know him with his crypto stuff that he did a couple years ago. I just think like the guy's entrepreneurial. He's seen the Saudi bag. He's happy. So there's that factor that he's happy to go and get this Saudi money. Apparently they're talking about 20 million, a year, tax-free, obviously, which is, triple, quadrupled his Inter salary. But to Inter, they're talking about a 20 to 25 million euro fee. Like, this guy's 30 years old. How does that make sense when you're seeing the fees that are going out there? Ruben Neves, 55 million. You're talking about Thomas Partey to Saudi for 40. The fee that Casemiro went for to Man United last year. Like, direct comparisons within this position. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you guys know, in terms of financially why Inter are doing that. We've been talking about, they've been trying to sell this guy since January, by the way, guys. Remember those Brozovic, Kessie rumors? Those were real. They were trying to make that swap happen, and it was going to be Kessie plus money to Inter. But they're trying to get rid of that 6.5 million net salary, which costs Inter like around 12 million euros gross every year. And I think one aspect people are ignoring is the off the field. It seems like this tension between Brozovic and the management at Inter. Marotta is a disciplinarian. You guys remember when he first came in, first thing he did, get rid of Icardi, get rid of Nainggolan. He brought in rules and regulations about, behavior off the pitch. And apparently there's been rumors that they're not too happy with how Brozovic managed his injury after the World Cup, before the World Cup, things like that. So there seems to be other factors relating to this outside of just, financial. And he's the one that's got the offer. I think if there was an offer for Hakan, I would personally, say, Hakan, thank you, buddy, but it's time to go. But Barcelona are in for Brozovic now, also, but they obviously can't match the salary offer. And, do we know whether they actually can pay for Brozovic? We know those guys' financial troubles. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating because it means if it's one in, one out, but you're only getting like 20, 25 million for Brozovic, it means that there isn't that much money to play with anyway. It's not like you're making a massive 50, 60 million and now you can reinvest that. It will open up the gates to incoming. So we've got, we know Bisek, the guy from Aarhus, the one he's playing with the under-21. We've got this deal in principle with Fratesi and Sassuolo. It's just that we need liquidity. We need something going out to start bringing in, like Milan are doing for Tonali. As you can see, that's the thing in Italy at the moment. First, someone needs to go out. Tonali for Milan, Kulusevski for Juventus is like these kind of confirmations of money coming in. Then they start to bring players in. So we need something to be happening on the outgoings to start cooking, but it's just so frustrating. And, you know, Marotta, Ausilio, yes, their hands are tied behind the back, but then I hear rumors of Aspilicueta being now the chosen Skriniar replacement. Like, he's 33, he's going to be 34 in August, I believe, or July. Like, yes, it probably will be fine. We know, guys, these stopgaps solutions we know from last year from Mkhitaryan and Acerbi, the experience these guys bring in, you know, the know-how, the still bringing like, you know, professionalism, motivation along with them. But it's, as fans, we want to see something being built for the future. We can't just keep seeing stopgaps coming in. It's really, really frustrating. You know, compare this to how we started the Mercato last year. Very, very different. Last year we started with, obviously we secured Onana early. Obviously we need to speak about Onana as well. Then we secured Aslani, we secured Belanova, we secured Lukaku, Mkhitaryan. So the start to last year's transfer window was much better than this year, which is surprising. You know, we're coming off the back of a Champions League win. So really, really frustrating start. Yeah, Onana again, they're talking about Man United interest, of course, the Chelsea interest. We've been fearing that for a few weeks because both those teams need goalkeepers. But again, it has to be, you can't be talking about these 40, 50 million fees. Like, you have to talk about world record fees when you're talking about a goalkeeper like Onana. Like, yes, that money doesn't go into our pocket specifically, but we want as much money as possible to be able to reinvest into our team. And when you compare the monies being spent for the guys like Kepa in the past, Alisson, like those are the types of fees we should be talking about Onana. And yeah, as I said in my video the other day, the budget video, because it's now 0, minus, plus in terms of transfer net for Inter, the pressure is on Ausilio and Marotta because their hands are tied in terms of, yes, we have to make sales and then buy, but there's much more leeway now, and there is pressure on them to build a competitive team once again. And this, I'm not liking the start to this transfer window. Yeah, I want to see things happening. I want to see much more improvement in the names and the profiles that we are considering. Yeah, what do you guys think, guys? Like, I always, you guys know, I do trust. I disagree with some of the profiles and some of the decisions made for sure, and they always, you know, deserve criticism when they get it wrong. But I always lean on trusting Marotta and Ausilio for their transfer dealings. But it becomes difficult when you hear things like these. Like, what do you guys think at the moment? What are you guys making of this? I mean, technically, we haven't actually done anything yet, so we are panicking about things that haven't happened yet. But also, we're seeing the dealings, the developments are already happening, and they're not looking positive to me at the moment. But anyway, to finish off the video, I want to give a quick shout out to Edin Dzeko. You know, Brozovic might be leaving, but we know who is leaving, which is Edin Dzeko. He didn't renew his contract with Inter. He has signed officially with Fenerbahce in Turkey. There's apparently talking about a 4 + 1 million contract, which is, you know, higher than what we offered him. And, you know, full respect to Edin Dzeko, guy that we signed 6-7 years too late, maybe 10 years too late. Like, imagine having a 27, 28-year-old Edin Dzeko when the Roma signed him, having him at his peak. Completely different ball game, but still gave us big goals, of course, the big ones that we remember. Champions League, clinching the qualification into the next round last season. You know, something that even Lukaku wasn't able to do for us. He did that. Big goals against Milan in the derbies. Of course, the big one again in Saudi Arabia when he sent Tonali. Tonali was already sent to Newcastle back then. Historic one, that one. And of course, the one in the Champions League recently. Napoli, yeah, he had a couple of big goals against Napoli as well last season, this season, when we beat them 1-0 at home. And in general, you know, a class act. He's continued, you know, big professional, the way he stepped into the role, even when this season, when he was supposed to be the backup to Lukaku, but Lukaku's injury made it so that he was again a mainstay in the team. Obviously, his legs just gave up on him. Not his fault, but I think also Inzaghi kind of overused them at points this season and last season. But yeah, glad that I had Edin Dzeko at my club. Divisive figure, a lot, very memeable at times. When he was bad, he was really bad, Dzeko. But then when he was good, he was top class. Yeah, I will definitely remember Dzeko very, very positively. What do you guys make of it? Edin Dzeko, would you have re-signed him? I think it's the right decision. But of course, again, they need to make the right replacements now. You've got space in the budget. This guy costed you over 10 million euros on gross wages yearly, so you have some space to play with wages wise for the cost of the team to replace this guy. So I want to see a good Edin Dzeko replacement, because otherwise we're going to regret letting this guy go if it's a whack replacement. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's see what the transfer market, what awaits us up next. But yeah, I'm trying to remain positive, but things at the moment are not looking too positive. And yeah, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Ciao ragazzi, always, Forza Inter.